Hello again. This is part 3, I think, or part 4, you could say, because one of the videos got broken up, but it just keeps coming. So I'm on a roll now, talking about roles. So I'm between jobs. That's what I like about this. This is why I should do it more often. I can work whilst working. I'm doing other jobs. I'm just driving somewhere and I've just got shit on my mind and I'm just gonna let it out and create a bit of content. So where was I? I was talking about L and L Nielsen, or L Nissan. Son, get on your knees to L being Saturn, or Saturn has been likened to Satan. We want to get a bit dark with it all, but it's there. Do your research. There's something to this, the Saturnian Satan thing, and you will find Saturn. I said things sort of keep coming up in movies. Saturn is one of those things. Sorry, I'm driving and people are trying to drive into me. Pretty sure I was, I'm talking on the phone, but I'm actually in my lane. Get in your lane, guy. But that's kind of thrown me. Just talking about how it's good to be able to drive and do these things, and maybe there's an example why it's not. But I am, I could be in the car with a passenger and we're just having a conversation. People do that. There's no law saying you can't talk whilst driving at the moment. So, I'm not touching my phone, even though it's on. I'm not touching it, it's just on, and I'm talking to it. So I'm having a conversation with whoever is listening. I've lost my train of thought. L, Saturn, Satan. I'm not going to go there actually, because that's it's possibly just a bit too deep. But I will go there at the same time, because another funny parallel I thought of. Okay, an example of the typecasting where these roles overlap, and this is a smaller example, but it's still an example, and it's an example of a strange coincidence, stranger things. So this actor, I can't even think of his name. See if it comes to me. But basically, he's the guy. He's in Twilight. I've not even seen that many films with him in. He's the main character in Twilight. He plays the vampire. I've not seen Twilight, but everyone knows Twilight because it was everywhere. And what is his name? You know who I mean, anyway. So this actor who's in Twilight, I think he's a British guy. And never seen Twilight films like I've seen, but then he got cast as Batman. And I like Batman. I can go Batman. There is some funny coincidences in this. I actually started writing a book about this because there's so much. I could use just Batman alone to show you so much that's relevant to what I like to discuss, and the deeper nature of the world, and synchronicity and conspiracy and so forth. Batman encompasses a lot for whatever reason. There's a lot to it. But anyway, you think Batman and Twilight, what's the connection there? But there is a connection. There is Batman. He's Batman, and the guy played a vampire in Twilight, and as we know, there's a connection between bats and vampires. So that's an obvious one. So he's not being typecast because he's not playing the same character, but there is a funny parallel between those characters. I've seen him in another film. Like I said, I've not seen him in many films, so I've not delved deep into if this is a common theme throughout his career, but this is like a synchronicity for me personally, because it's like the few films I'm seeing the guy in, I'm seeing. So every time I see him in a film, and the few films I've seen him in, there's this funny parallel. So I've seen him in this film, I can't think what it's called. Funnily enough, it had Spider-Man in it. But that's not the connection. But the actor that plays Spider-Man in the more recent films, can't think of his name either, another British guy. But anyway, it would really help if I knew the guy's name. But it's not going to come. It's going to come to me when it's not relevant. You know, I'll be led in bed trying to sleep. It's just popping. That guy. Anyway, you know the guy. I'll add his name when I put this video out. So he was in this film with Spider-Man guy whose name I also can't remember, and I can't even remember what the film was about. But basically, the Twilight guy, Batman, he played a vicar or a priest or some sort of guy of a religious persuasion, and he was in a position of influence. But actually, he ended up being a really bad guy. So if you think a preacher or a church person would be considered to be a good guy, so he was actually the opposite. So he was like an upside down version of what he was seen on the surface. And a Batman is kind of like an upside down character. It's an inversion. And vampires are the same. They're like the living dead. So they're an inversion. They're an upside down, an inverted character. So these three characters all share a common theme of inversion. And then I seen him in another film that I really liked. Another film that was a bit slept on. I think it came out during COVID, and I don't know if it was well received or not, because I don't think it was in the cinema, but it's Tenet. And I don't know, there's something about that film. When I watch it, I just feel like I'm watching something else. But anyway, Tenet is also I get thrown because there's so much, but trying to keep it parallel to what I'm talking about, relevant to not drift too much. Basically, the actor is in Tenet, and Tenet is about inversion again. It's literally about a scenario where they've discovered something that it's not time travel, it's like something where time is going backwards at the same time, so they're able to go backwards through time. And that's the 4 films I've seen him in, or 4 different roles I've seen him in, where they're not typecast, but they all have this theme of inversion or upside down. That's kind of what the Tenet is about. You know, even Tenet is like, the word Tenet is like, it has a meaning, but I don't know if it's meant this, but I see this multi-layered meaning. Tenet is spelt the same whether you go from the front or whether you go from the back. It's ten-et or ten-et, Tenet, 10-et. So there's this inversion, it's a polarity, and that's what vampires represent, that's what Batman kind of represents, and that's what this party represented in the church film, where he was the bad good guy or the good bad guy. He was this inversion, it went both ways. So that's not typecasting, but there's like this common overlap between the roles you've seen him in. There's another film I've seen him in actually, which I'm not sure if it does, but I kind of feel like there is probably something there. But I know he's in Harry Potter, and he I'd have to see them again, but maybe somebody else who can sort of latch on to what I'm building or what I'm trying to say might be able to make something of that. But I kind of feel there's something there, but I'd have to see it again and see the sort of film and the in the context of its entirety to find that parallel. But Harry Potter's another very interesting series that's got multiple layers to it, esoteric and exoteric and occult, and yeah, there's stuff in Harry Potter. That's another conversation again. But I kind of feel that whatever part he's playing in Harry Potter, I could be wrong, but I kind of feel with a bit of deeper delving, you find something there. Still can't think of the guy's name, but anyway, that's there. So talk about like, and I'm going to try and connect these things. So I talk about Stranger Things and L and inversion, and the upside down, and that's what this guy Batman represents, is the upside down. and there's a strange overlap in his roles of the upside down. So there's just weird things going on, and people be like, Lee, what, this is like, you're going too far. But yeah, I might be, but it's there. It is there. I might just be making it up, but I'm not making it up on the basis that I've just fabricated it completely. I'm making something that's already there, and you cannot disprove it because it is there. Like I said, you make of it what you will, but it's deep. Think about Batman and the inversion. The inversion relates to the upside down relates to the devil. The devil is Satan, because that is the whole concept of hell is the inversion. Is bad is the inversion of good, is the opposite. You know. So there is these parallels between things that seem to completely be disconnected that are actually connected. The upside down, the L relating to Saturn, which relates to Satan, Satan relating to the devil, which relates to the upside down. And God, I'm driving and I'm waffling, but there is a method to the madness, and as I expand on this, what seems like tenuous and a bit crazy, you'll see there is substance to this waffle, and I can provide a lot of substance to it. But yeah, for now, that's going to have to do. Yes, I've still got work to do. Unfortunately, I've got work to do. You know, this is for free too, so I provide this for free to you. But life isn't free. I have to work, so I've got to my destination. And I'm going to crack on again, but just a little bit more. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.